Colleagues, good afternoon. It's approximately 5 minutes past 2 here in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Vincent, and I am the VP Sales at BlackBeltHelp. On behalf of BlackBeltHelp, I'd like to thank approximately 30 institutions, including South Texas College, University of Virginia, and Central Carolina Technical College, and several other higher education institutions, including K-12 institutions who dialed in for today's seminar. After hours help desk, who does it best? Today's featured speaker is Marc Smith, Manager of Computing Services, Mott Community College. He'll be sharing the best practices and lessons learned for finding a practical solution to after-hours support. After Marc's briefing, we will do a deep dive on BlackBeltHelp IT Help Desk that powers Mott Community College. We will also answer your questions towards the end of the session, and we will be following this agenda for the benefit of all our attendees today. All right, so before I hand it over to Marc, I'm going to do a quick introduction to BlackBeltHelp. Those of you, who are attending our webinar for the first time, BlackBeltHelp started by institutions like University of Bridgeport and Raritan Valley Community College that were unhappy with the quality of service and cost of evolution health care services. Mount Wachusett Community College, Cleveland State University, and College of Lake County that were unhappy with the quality of service and cost of Blackboard student services. Today, BlackBeltHelp is the #1 provider of IT help desk support and handling over 1 million interactions per year. We are proud to say that every single one of BlackBeltHelp's client is referenceable. Here is a promo we are currently running. So IT help desk support, which will cover you for the busy back-to-school season at $999, and those of you who want to take advantage of it, feel free. The valid runs up to 31st. The promo runs up to 31st of July. All right. At this stage, I'll pass the platform to our featured speaker, Marc Smith, Manager of Computer Services, Mott Community College. Over to you, Marc.
Thank you, Vincent. So first, I'd like to talk a little bit about Mott Community College. So we're a mid-sized community college located in Flint, Michigan. And we're like many other higher ed organizations. We're currently facing shrinking budgets, decreasing enrollment, and probably similar situations as a lot of other higher ed institutions are feeling across the U.S. And so currently, just a picture of before BlackBeltHelp. Our ITS help desk is actually made up of student workers, or externs, interns we like to call them, and they're the primary folks that are on our phones. And so we have a staff of about 30 in our IT department, and we're a fully integrated IT department with academics and the MIS side of the house. So we service all the academic needs for the college and our 11 locations. And we also take care of all the staff and faculty users as well. Next slide, please. So when we were introduced to BlackBeltHelp, we, as I mentioned in the previous slide, we had a couple different issues and things going on. We had a adequate staffing, staffed by our students for our help desk, but we actually wanted more. There had been a number of faculty and students that were looking for off-hours support. And another item that drove us into this solution is our accreditation. So e-learning, online education is a big push probably for other institutions. And for ours, it was actually a requirement for our accreditation to have or offer off-hour support. So 24/7 support. That way a student or faculty member, anyone, mainly for the students, I suppose, but they need help, midnight, then we need someone there on our phones that's there to answer questions. And that's something we didn't currently have at the time. And, there's a number of other things. As I mentioned, our student workers are our main staffing for the help desk or phones. But at times we would get busy. We only have, a couple student workers and the budget's being, cut typically there. We're always trying to kind of hold back on that, and so we had a lower staffing amount and needed some type of resource to help pick that up. Cost-effective solution. As I mentioned, we're a community college with shrinking budgets typically, and so it needed to be affordable. And the final point for picking out the solution or our problem was we already had a current help desk software. The help desk software that we use is Mojo Help Desk. It's a cloud-based service, and it's simple. All of our IT staff use it. They all like it, and it works. And so we didn't want to be forced to change to a different help desk software, or learn something new, or even have two different ones. We wanted one platform to use for our primary students that are answering help desk calls, as well as our after-hours support. Next slide, please. Okay, so the change. So before we had BlackBeltHelp versus after having BlackBeltHelp. As I mentioned before, where we had BlackBeltHelp, we had good, daytime business hours, but we definitely didn't have anything for after-hour support, no 24/7 support. And there's times when we get busy and callers might wait on the hold for 10 or 15 minutes. And again, it's just typically semester startup time is usually our busiest for phones. So every faculty come back and are in the office, and there's always problems that crop up, and we would get those peak times where basically we couldn't service our end users as fast as they were calling in. And so after implementing BlackBeltHelp, we were able to provide the 24/7 support for students, faculty, and staff. And we've been marketing that feature quite a bit. We have an information channel that we use across campus and email blasts and things like that. So we use that to market our new after-hours service with BlackBeltHelp. And the response has really been quite well. We don't necessarily get a number of overwhelming amount of calls after hours, but we do get some, and it's there. And we've had students and faculty and staff, message us offline and tell us how much they appreciate having that there, and just knowing that someone's there to answer the phone when they call or they have a problem, no matter what time of the day, is really great. And BlackBeltHelp has been really great as well. They provide periodic reports, monthly reports. We have conference calls every month about the status of our service, and everything has really been great. And we don't get that a lot of times in IT, but the BlackBeltHelp service has really been a blessing. And again, BlackBeltHelp, the agents have been great too. So the initial, and I think we get to the next slide here, but the initial setup for BlackBeltHelp, there's a little bit of work involved with doing the knowledge base articles. But once you get that done, they really make it a breeze. They take all of our information, upload it, and then their agents are trained, and all that's available for them. All right, so we're on the next slide here. How long it took us to implement. So that's where I was kind of going with that last point was, there's a little bit of work up front, and I'm not going to lie. Yes, it was a little burdensome, but I mean, it was one of those things though you do and you get it out of the way, and it's really not that bad. So, we started with an initial kickoff meeting, and then after that we had some discovery time, on-site discovery, and a lot of that's where we're ramping up those articles or filling out that information. So BlackBeltHelp knows how to answer calls about our specific services. And there's also time where they had to get trained on our help desk software, because their agents actually log in and use our Mojo Help Desk ticketing software. Instead of having different platforms, we just have the one. And again, so their agents, BlackBeltHelp's agents, are actually logging into that and using that same software that our technicians use. So the process for solving a ticket is really seamless. They log in, they make the ticket, and then our techs get the ticket, and they can work on it all from the same interface, which has been really nice. So after the training, knowledge validation, everything like that, we then went with a launch and had a go live date, and that's where we left off from there, and everything's been working great. And so the outcomes. So from our June 2017 report, our metrics, everything has been great. Our number of calls, we've had like a 34-second achieve time. Our SLA is on 60 seconds. So everything has really been just superb with the service. And again, I get comments from faculty and students all the time that, just commenting on what a nice experience they get in the evening hours or whenever it is they call and it rolls over to BlackBeltHelp, they really get great service from them. So nothing but good things to say. And so lessons learned and best practices. And I'll touch on a couple things that we did that were kind of unique at Mott here. So number one, we use it as an after-hours help desk service. So our phone system that we use at the college is an Asterisk-based open source phone system, PBX, and we actually have it configured to automatically roll over to the BlackBeltHelp service. So our same phone number that we give out to all of our end users called the same number, and when our help desk is closed, it gets routed to BlackBeltHelp. And there's a couple other things we did too that are kind of unique. So if our users are in our queues for our help desk with our students during the daytime hours, and if they're in the queue for more than 5 minutes, then the call will automatically be routed over to BlackBeltHelp. And same thing if any of our agents are logged out of the bathroom, or excuse me, logged out of the queue, if they're using the restroom or something like that, then the calls will automatically fail over to BlackBeltHelp as well. So we really get a consistent, there's really no time that any of our agents or no one's available to answer the phone with kind of using this as a backup service like this. So again, I can't say enough good things about it. And I think if you're going to implement this, if you have close ties with your telecom people, doing that level of integration really makes it great, and it's a really nice experience for your end users. And again, BlackBeltHelp, we get monthly reports, periodic health checks, and they're always in contact with us. And I'll be honest, a lot of times when we have a system outage, a lot of times they're the first ones calling me or our director of network services saying, "Hey, are you guys down?" So they're really on top of it, and it's a very nice service.
Thank you, Marc. Okay, yeah, thank you for sharing the best practices and the experience, working with us. At this point, I'm going to take over and talk a little bit more about BlackBeltHelp in detail. So, BlackBeltHelp, we are 200 plus clients now as of today. We support over 600,000 users annually. We handle IT, help desk, of course. Marc touched on after hours, and we also do rollovers and 24/7 for about 50% of our clients, financial aid, recruitment, admissions, enrollment, retention. I'll talk about some of these services and products in detail in our, in a few slides down the road. But just to touch on, some of these services, including Switchboard, some of our clients in Massachusetts, like Mass Bay Community Colleges, and then James Madison University, they're using us for Switchboard and facilities. All of our BlackBeltHelp clients are 100% referenceable. You get on these sales sessions with us, and you typically, it's very simple, session, really, where we will, talk a little bit about our services, but we much rather have you speak to our clients, who I said are 100% referenceable. You'll hear things from them, that you might not hear from us. So we typically like to put you in touch. We do virtual introductions, between your fellow colleagues, CIOs and directors who are working with us and who sign these contracts with us. So, that's what we do. We are very great on referenceability, one of the core concepts of what we do, really. Some of the products we are into, artificial intelligence. This has now hit the road, and we've already rolled the artificial intelligence product on password resets and enrollment to at least 5 of our clients. We started this pilot last month. Classroom Emergency is our product which we've launched on as a mobile app. This is really something that came as a feedback from a lot of our clients who were talking about the frustration the faculty faces today, of not being able to connect with help desk the moment they are in the classroom. Projector goes down, and there's panic, and usually it takes more time for help to arrive. So we came up with this Classroom Emergency app where a requester can just press the button on the app and have the message go out to the on-site technician, who's the handler, will come on the spot and help. And of course, some of the other products are Chatter. We have our self-help website called, we call it the Lexicon. This has, of course, a lot of things that you can take advantage of. It basically helps you reduce the number of interactions you want to be outsourcing, to your vendor. So if you have your self-help and you made your knowledge base public, then you're expecting your end users to try and help themselves first before they, throw in an email or they call your help desk. The scope of support, again, we do, general IT, and of course we do LMS. LMS, from Schoology to Blackboard, Canvas, D2L, Moodle, of course. And Moodle is the LMS we also use internally for our training purposes. And we break this down into two, right? Tier 1 and Tier 2 support. So for Tier 1, of course, our technicians will be able to come in also help with any computer-related issues. Tier 2, however, which is a dedicated support, that goes a notch higher. It also depends on what kind of accessibility those agents have when they're, or our Tier 2, folks have when they're servicing your Blackboard issues, for example. So, what to do if, a student or instructor asks you to have an assignment submission, deleted, for example. That is something that they'll have to go into, one of your applications to provide the answer. Again, possible reasons a student cannot see an exam or a quiz. Instructors, can add or change, some questions. How do they do that? So those are, a notch higher, and we of course support all of those, from Tier 1 to Tier 2. And yeah, that's a little bit about the support we offer on LMS. How do we work when it comes to integration, to incident or interaction tracking, right? So we have our agents, and this is really interesting because what we believe in is that when we do after hours support, we do not want to dismantle your current environment. We do not want to come in and shake you up. We want to be an extension of your help desk. So how we like to handle that is by saying that we can adapt to your ticketing system. A channelized way of training our agents on various ticketing systems, as you can see here, from Dell Case to Sharewell to, Footprints and SchoolDude. These are all the ticketing systems that our agents are trained on. And all of this revolves around our internal ticketing, which is Salesforce, and we are, of course, partners with Salesforce, and we've been doing this for more than 6 years now, where we help you to onboard Salesforce. And that is a very straightforward mechanism. Our agents will go ahead and create tickets, and in Salesforce, we'll also give you, access to Salesforce. You can see how many tickets were handled in after hours, how many were escalated, how many of the tickets through email, phone or what have you. And then the other option is, of course, a lot of institutions want us to just come in and, take it from where they stop at 5 in the evening. So 5 in the evening, the calls get switched over to us, and we are happy handling those tickets and just documenting your ticketing system, whether it's SchoolDude or Footprints or what have you. Reporting. Now, we use InContact, right, as our interaction management system. Interaction management system, it's cloud-based. It's a private company. We call so like I was saying, is interesting. So like I spoke about what are the certain things we do differently from other vendors. We follow the interaction management process to the T. Switching to this model, especially from the incident model, can help your institution cut costs significantly. I work very closely with some of the CIOs and directors in higher education. Steve Swartz, is our CIO at Fitchburg State University in Massachusetts, who uses, BlackBeltHelp, and he very very often, in fact, we use some of our CIOs who are part of our ambassador program to come and talk about, the services, just like Marc is talking today and contributing to what his each institution pays a different fee, based on how many interactions they use, right? So which roughly corresponds to the size of the student body. So Fitchburg's savings, is calculated to approximately 14.8% per year. Now, by adopting to, the interaction management process, you can take advantage of, say, a separate interaction management, mechanism, which allows for a separate, separation of incident matrices from requests for information. This will also allow for an easier, consideration of tier help desk, which will also, help you as an institution. We've realized by following this interaction, based model, the objective is to provision the information to persons working with a dedicated contact, ensuring service consistency. What you will see with our services is that you'll get an account manager who's going to work with you on day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, providing you, your per interaction consumption, so where do you stand. We are so straightforwardly based in our calculation and pricing that you come to us and we'll tell you, hey, how many calls you want us to handle. Those are interactions. How many emails? So emails, chat, and a phone call is an interaction for us. You pay as you consume. You pay as you go. So it's not user based. You could be a 50,000 university, but you could only give us 2,000 interactions. We will ask you to pay for those 2,000 interactions, not for the fact that you're a 50,000 students university, right? Similarly, moving on to the next slide. Okay, training. So we use, like I said earlier, right? We use Moodle, which is an open source for all our delivery and I'm managing our training for our agents who get skilled on various institutions to handle their calls. It's a fairly straightforward training process. We spend anything between 7 to 10 days upskilling or training our agents. The training, at the end of the training, every agent is asked to go through a quiz which they have to submit in order to be able to gauge this or assess their knowledge. That's a little bit about our training. Okay, so what does our staff look like, right? We support, so all of our technicians have experience in providing technical support on various mission critical applications that are used in higher education. Like I said earlier, we've been in higher education for almost a decade now. It's just the way they are trained on about 30 to 35 ticketing systems. They're also trained on Illusion, Banner, various ERPs, Colleague, PeopleSoft, LMS, Genzabar, Moodle, Blackboard, of course, and they're A+, certified. These are some of the certifications, as you can see. They have to be Microsoft, certified. We expect our agents to be, top-notch quality because, we expect to, no less than what your in-house team is offering to your end user community. We want to make sure that they're at par and well calibrated, so they're offering the same kind of service that your on-site or in-house team is offering. Okay, these are the partial list of our Black Belt Help users, who switched from basically Blackboard and Illusion. So these are some of the clients who came to us who are not happy with Blackboard: Yavapai, Mount Wachusett, College of Lake County, Cleveland State University, We work very closely with Cleveland State. We also have our call center based out of Cleveland, just a couple of blocks away from Cleveland State. So we have a very, good presence in CSU. Lucian Banner, RVCC New Jersey is one of our old clients. They switched about 4 years ago from Lucian, and they've been with us. We actually are their virtual IT help desk shop. We do a lot of stuff for them, from of course taking care of the IT help desk issues. We also do a lot of staff augmentation and network related services for Iron Valley. University of Bridgeport is in Connecticut, again, one of our old clients who switched from Banner. Okay, these are some of our products that we have now launched and they're live in the market. Let me start with talking a little bit about our Lexicon version 2.0. This is our self-help website. This is an interesting one. This is actually a multi-purpose, website. The purpose of this, and the new version is actually, we've emulated the Apple support website on this, and it looks a lot similar to, what Apple's support site looks like. And, you can go and your end users can access all the knowledge base articles that they need in order to help themselves, from, resetting passwords to, how do I clean my browser, for example, or install a browser, all the basic IT related issues. And then that's not it, right? This website allows them to launch a chat. It'll also allow them to create a ticket, to create a ticket into Salesforce, so it can also get integrated with your ticketing system. So we can, if you're on Footprints, we can have a mechanism where a person can actually, through a web form, submit a ticket into your Footprints from your self-help website. And then Insta-Alerts. It has an Insta-Alerts mechanism where, if there's an unplanned outage and one of your mission-critical application goes down, you don't have to sort of, there's a panic in this institution. What we do is we, of course, put up an IVR, so, we're not just creating unnecessary tickets and Blackboard is down. We also put up an alert on the self-help saying Blackboard is down, and the ETA for that to come up is about 2 hours, please try again. So this sort of knocks 3-4 issues through one single platform. That's the product we've launched. We have a lot of our institutions using it. The core advantage of using Lexicon is to be able to reduce your interactions, because you're not throwing so many emails and calls. The students are helping themselves first before they are even calling your help desk. We have Chatter. This is something that you can take advantage of, in two ways. So you can also use this for your in-house team. All you have to do is buy a in-contact license from us, an admin license, and your in-house team will be able to use chat. And of course, you can choose where do you want the chat to sit. It's extremely flexible and adaptable. You can use the code that we're going to develop for you and just integrate it with your website, the ID page in your website. You can also do you can put it on your student portal. So 80% of the issues are usually password reset issues. So you can put it up on your mission critical applications. And then of course, if you are using chat with us, we'll have our agents answer it, and then there are a lot of other institutions are also using it during the business hours, and their agents are handling chat through our chat product or our chat platform. Classroom Emergency App. This is the app that I was talking about a little earlier about a faculty is frustrated and they need help on the go. We launched this app a month ago. Again, it's it is both iOS and Android agnostic. We can implement this for you. We can also integrate it with your ticketing system. So when the faculty hits the button and says it's classroom emergency, we'll specify what the issue is, project the issue. The ticket it'll also create a ticket in the system and send a notification to the on-site technician, who will then, of course, accept the ticket. They'll get a notification saying your ticket has been received. You should have the technician on the ground on so-and-so location in the next 5 minutes. this is something that is created in a lot of positive response and feedback. We already have we launched this about I think somewhere around the first week of June, and we've already had about 10 institutions who are using our trial version and also getting this app implemented as we speak. Right? Okay. Ninja. Now we like to call our artificial intelligence product Ninja. We have right now launched our artificial intelligence enrollment, password reset, and admission products. Again, the whole world is moving towards artificial intelligence. What this product does is it basically takes the human intervention away. What it'll do is it'll allow your end users to get response on the go in the jiffy. And in the back end, what we do is when we're implementing this, we'll get all the historical information related to your enrollment queries or past, your admissions questions that have been asked, and we will pack them up in the back end, and the machine is going to go ahead and give generic answers that you would otherwise have an individual, on the phone referring to a website and addressing those questions. So it basically, is a bot that will basically answer real questions in real time. And again, we've launched this to 3 universities. One of our biggest clients in Colorado Community College System is taking advantage of this product, and we also talking to big systems in Louisiana and in California to roll the AI, our AI products. Okay, so that's pretty much what we had to sort of cover today. The next steps really would be to if you found this session informative and you want to move ahead, all you have to do is request a session with us. I would be happy to jump on a call and hash out all the questions that you might have, including and what we really need in order to move forward is, like I said, our pricing is fairly straightforward. We need to see how much volume you would like us to handle, and based on that, we can, provide you pricing. Once you're okay with that, then we'll get a contract in place, and then of course, we are happy to set up a kickoff session to implement this project for your institution. Okay. That brings us to the end of our presentation. At this point, what we can do is if there are any questions, we can take some questions. And I know Marc is still here with us. And if you guys, we'll open the lines to everybody. So in case anybody wants to ask questions real time, feel free. Marc and I are here to address those for you. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions. Hey, Marc, thank you so much for taking our time for today's session. You're awesome as always, and we really enjoy bringing the service to Mott Community College, and having ambassadors like you in the form of clients who can come in and talk about your experience. So once again, thank you for sharing your experience. It means a lot to us for you to come and represent yourself in a forum like this. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you once again, everybody, for all the 28 institutions that are still here listening to us. We hope to bring this service to your institution. You can we'll reach out to you through emails, and if you want any one-on-one session, we'll follow up. And that's it. This is Black.